Hello, everybody. It's Joe from the Strange Voyage Files. As you can see, I am actually doing Dio Angry Machines. And yes, this is going to fall under. I actually did not plan to do two of these in the same night, but it's going to fall under the Does It Suck? Because usually when people rank the Dio solo albums, this is either at the bottom. This is neat. Not a big fan of the splatter, but that one's kind of neat. This is either at the bottom or close to the bottom. It's kind of I did pretty decent amount of research for this, and it's usually either this one or Magica. And it's ironic because I have views on them. Now this is from that box set that came out. Kind of a few years ago. I got it a year or so ago, whatever it was. They're beautiful albums. All right, I'm gonna rank this first, and then I'm gonna talk about it because, well, let me go into it. Okay, now this is not an album I listen to at all. That being said, it is an album I have tried to listen to multiple times. I remember getting it. I stayed with Dio, and this is kind of drives me nuts. Because there are a lot of people out there that totally lost Dio, and since he passed away, came back, and then are very critical when you have an opinion about Dio that's not all sunshines and rainbows. I stayed with Dio. I bought each Dio album as it came out. I saw Dio a few times. I don't remember. I saw him open for Maiden. Oh my God. And the sad thing is he was an opening act every time. I see him open for Maiden twice. Saw him like two or three. No, I saw him three times. I know I saw him three times. So this very well could have been one of the tours I saw him on. Because this would kind of fit when I would have been going too. So, you know, I do have an opinion on this album, and I did do a video a year or so, I don't know, a few months ago, whatever, on kind of Dio's decline. And it burns me when people who, before he passed away, Angry Machines? What's Angry Machines? What's that album? Strange Highways? What's Magica? What's Master of the Moon? Then he passes away, and you're all, you know, everyone, not you're all, because there are a lot of people that stuck with Dio too, are Dio experts. You know, I'm flashing that loyalty card. I stuck with him through every single one of these albums. I remember getting this album. I did not like Strange Highways. Strange Highways was not liked overall. That has changed. I think some of it's rose-colored glasses, and that's great. I don't want to not like music. But it was not well received at the time. This album, for the people who bought it, and I mean everybody that I knew, everybody I heard of, anytime this was talked about, said this album sucked. It wasn't even bad. It was weak in spots. This album sucked. I'm going to go through this. I couldn't stand this album. I don't know if I listened. I know I listened to it more than once, maybe 3 times at the most when I got this on CD, and shelved it for at least 10 years. All right, I'm going to go through. I have tried now in the past, say, month and a half or so, probably listened to this album 4 times. It's gotten, I mean, a couple tracks have somewhat, I think you guys are going to know where this is going, have somewhat grown on me, but, and I cannot stand this industrial metal and all this stuff that Dio tried to be. All right, let's do the ranking. It's not going to be surprising. Then we'll talk about the album. First song, Institutional Man. This may have been the single. I don't even know. It's not horrible. It's a 3. Nothing on this album really is reminiscent until one song of Real Dio for me. And I cannot stand the oh god, I just thought of it. The stop and go, stop and go, stop and go. The mid tempo stuff. I hate, and I don't. When Dio did it very well on the song "Lock Up the Wolves," and I mean, I'm sure there's other examples that I'm forgetting right now. But as he goes into, from my opinion, Strange Highways, some other songs like on Magica, it's a failure. One other thing, Dio is a great writer with other strong writers. Now, while Vinny Appice is on this, Vinny's a decent writer, but not as strong as people in the past. And Tracy G sucks. All right, Institutional Man's a 3. The next one is a little bit more thrashy. Kind of worked a little bit. Don't Tell the Kids is a 3. I hate it because Dio sounds so good. But Black is a 1, and it kind of sounds whiny to me. I didn't know. And this is where the album goes downhill for me. The next one, Hunter of the Heart, total throwaway track. Could not get into it all, a 1. Stay Out of My Mind is a long song. Kind of trying to be the centerpiece. Doesn't work. Long. Bad. It's a 1. Big Sister, another throwaway track. It's a 1. Double Monday is okay. It's got a good, decent riff to it. It's a 2. I'm going through this quick because it's the same for this mid-tempo industrial thing does not work for me. Golden Rules, another throwaway trash song. It's a 1. Sorry. Dying in America is a little better. It's a 2. The next one is a 10. Song number 10. This Is Your Life is a 4. It's the ballad. This is the only one that is kind of reminiscent of old Dio to me. And it is a beautiful song. It's not phenomenal. It is a 4. Now, I have to be very careful the way I say this, because I think people are going to misinterpret it. Dio his singing has always been perfect. Back when Live Evil came out, there was this argument between Tony and Geezer on one side saying that Ronnie was going in and boosting the vocals. I don't know whether that happened or not. The vocals are definitely boosted on this album. It doesn't work. Ronnie sounds great, but it just doesn't sound right. The vocals sound too loud over the music, which is not good. The band is not good. Even Vinny, who I think is awesome, doesn't sound great on this album. But again, Tracy G, I think, is the worst guitar player he ever had with him. And I'm not a big fan of Dio guitar players. I don't think there's anything special about Vivian at all. Same thing with Craig Goldie. Tracy G just sucks. I never liked him. Roland Robinson's awesome. He's the one standout. Doug Aldridge is okay. I could take him or leave him. Not gonna, But, no. This industrial, I hate it, man. I absolutely hate it. Oh, I didn't have this up. Hang on. Hold, please, which is not even going to be a hold for you, but all right, I'm back, which you didn't even realize. So when you average it up, sorry guys, phone call, my ringtone. All right, I'm back. That was actually like a 40-minute call, buddy of mine. I know I did get the last song, This Is Your Life. That's a 4. It's a ballad, is reminiscent of Dio. So we averaged this up, and it was like a 1.9, I believe. And rounding up, of course, because I round, it's a 2. The album overall is a 2. And I hate to say it, though, but yeah, this album sucks. I was actually kind of surprised it got to the 2 status. I have a feeling if I rate this 5 weeks ago, whatever it was when I listened to this the first time, it would absolutely be a 1. It would absolutely be in the 1 range. it's just I don't like the industrial aspect of it. I don't like the mid tempo. Again, Dio does make that work sometimes. It's prevalent on Dehumanizer, and I love Dehumanizer. But here's the thing: he's writing with Tony Iommi, and yes, there are. I don't know. Jake Ely said he wrote some of Holy Diver, but yes, there are a lot of Dio songs that are very melodic that just have his name on it. But again, then you come back and Vivian Campbell says that he wrote some of those songs and Dio just put his name on it. So I don't know. In my experience with Dio, he's a stronger writer with a strong writer. And I feel at this point in time, he is absolutely, this has gone beyond, this isn't a Dio band. This is a Dio solo project. He always said the first 3 albums were a band, and then it kind of wavered into the solo project thing. I don't know how much I believe that because he always ran the show when it was Dio. This is absolutely Dio calling the shots. Another thing, and again, I said that, and I believe I said this in the other video, he produces these albums himself. All right, we can go back to Holy Diver, Last Line, produced by Dio. A lot of input with the rest of the band, though. Dio needed somebody to say no. Dio needed somebody to say, this isn't working. This song is a throwaway track. This song is, especially at this point in time. I don't like this. I just did the video of Van Halen, OU812, Does It Suck? Yes, the album sucked. I didn't care. I love Eddie. Rest in peace. And I have some negative feelings toward Eddie because of how he treated Michael Anthony and whatnot. But, if I do a Does It Suck with that, or with, Motley Crue, or Def Leppard, or, it's kind of a joke. This, just when you're fat and then the shirt rolls up. Dio, Ozzy, even, the Cross Purposes album with Sabbath. I don't like it for 2 reasons. First off, I absolutely love Dio. And secondly, I wish we could like every single Dio album. I hear somebody outside the door. Somebody wish to enter? They know I'm doing a video and they're probably like, should we go in? Should we go in? May have somebody come in. I don't want to not like any Dio album. And I'm probably going to try this album again. And I've tried Strange Highways God knows how many times. Now, I haven't gone back to Magica. I will again. I'm not a big fan of Magica, but thankfully he bounced, in my opinion, really bounced back with Killing the Dragon and Master of the Moon. They're not Holy Diver and Last in Line by any means, but they are sure a hell of a lot better than everything from Strange Highways, through Magica. So at least the last 2 albums were pretty darn good. And again, Dio's going through a lot of stuff. We're never going to really know what the situation between him and Wendy were. Everything I talked about this in the video. I don't want to rehash all this stuff. Depending on who you talk to on what day during what interview, they were divorced, they were separated. It was their second time getting married. I heard so many different things. But he wasn't happy. And again, this is not long after Sabbath breaks up the second time. And then goes back with Ozzy, which is another big slap in the face because they went to Ronnie to rejuvenate themselves. And, then threw him away like garbage for Ozzy. I love Tony Iommi and Geezer, man, but they pulled some BS in their time. With Ronnie, with Bill Ward. So this one isn't as lighthearted. This Does It Suck? Because yes, this album sucks. It's a 2, and it's not one I will really visit. You can come in if you need to come in. I hear them outside the door. You guys have seen the children come in. I have a very, very strong loyalty to Dio. very strong loyalty to Ozzy, very strong loyalty to Sabbath. You know, I probably do like a virtual 11 for Iron Maiden type thing, or the X Factor, or you know, something like Ram It Down from Judas Priest, or Turbo. You know, and again, those are lighthearted. Those are going to be lighthearted. You know, there's no, this hits hard, but I've been listening to this album, and I was really hoping when I got to this point, because I knew I was going to do this video. Didn't know I was going to do it tonight. Didn't expect it. The OU812 video is the one that kind of came out of nowhere, even though I had listened to that album a couple times recently. I was hoping when I knew I was going to do this video around this time, like after a few listens. And I was hoping it would at least be like, nah, it doesn't super suck. This album sucks. It just does. There are people, again, that like this album. It's growing on. So when I see things on YouTube, it's interesting because the standalone rankings or reviews of this album, people usually talk highly of it. When people are ranking Dio albums, it's either the last one or usually it's this one and then Magica's the last one, and they get slaughtered. I'm kind of in that. I think Magica sucks too. I don't know if I like Magica more or Strange Highways. I haven't listened to Magica in forever. And again, there's another song on this one, God Hates Heavy Metal, which was a bonus track. I didn't count that in. That one sucked too. Okay, so tell me what you think. A lot of Dio albums that are great. Sucks that there's a few that suck, but this one does suck. Let me know what you think. Are you one of the people that likes this album? God bless. I hope you do. I hope one day I can join you. But industrial metal Dio is probably never going to work for me. All right. Thanks. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. By the time I post this video, I'm sure Madison will have the Instagram and the X thing going. So that's awesome. All right. See ya.